All right, welcome back, world, to another episode of the Hollywood Kickbacks podcast. I'm your co-host with the co-host Alex Millers. Join with me, as always, is Will Lopez. Will, how's it going?
How we doing? How we doing? We're back, and the heat's died down. So that's why I have
Oh
these
man,
guns out, bro.
yeah. What's it? Mild July, guns out. Is that what we're going with now?
Yeah, it
It's
was
been
fucking hot today, bro.
well, no, actually, I mean, like relatively speaking, it's been pretty mild. Like, in the evenings, it's pretty cool. Because that's when I go do a lot of runs. But I
Well,
can't
we
complain.
usually podcast at this time.
Yeah, when the sun has gone down.
Yeah,
But we're streaming live. We haven't done this in a while in person. We prefer to do it in person, but tonight we're doing it live streaming so we can reach all y'all. We see you guys in the chat. Uh,
sure.
and George Aldalpa is back in the chat. Was considered heat. George, don't play with us like that. You know what I mean?
I know, man. That boy's from the desert.
He's from the
So
desert.
yeah,
He is from he's a Cali transplant. It's like you move to
yeah.
Arizona and you think you're an expert on heat. I lived in Vegas for like I lived in Vegas for 6 months, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
I adjusted back to the it's getting hot everywhere, dude. It's hot.
yeah,
It's hot here in
yeah.
LA. But anyhow, we just want to tune in because City just finished up their first preseason match,
Yes,
which
sir.
was a loss to Celtic 3-4 in Chapel Hill. Um, it's just preseason, guys. It's just preseason. Don't read too much into
Yes.
this result. It's
Uh
just the
huh.
boys are back, right? They're back.
Yes, sir.
They're in preseason. We got a lot of academy players out there looking to strut their stuff, and we saw some good things. Will, we watching it this afternoon?
Yeah, I was actually at the studio with Dipkis, so we were watching the game.
Noise, 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 noise.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about it, right? So 3-4, Celtic draw first blood with Nicholas Kuhn scoring, and then Oscar Bob responds. Kuhn gets 2 goals on the night. Kind of a back and forth match, but Celtic end up on top. City lose 3-4. So what did you see though specifically from City that you liked?
I liked that Mr. Bob got some minutes and got his goal. You know, especially after reading a couple of headlines that said that he wants a bigger role and he wants more game time, and I think he proved it today. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Especially in the preseason. And Halan still got it. Halan still got it with that beautiful header.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it from what I saw today.
Oh, I mean, Oscar Bob was the star of the show. He a goal, two
Yes.
assists. You know what I'm saying? He was tearing it up, and yeah, there were some headlines that going around that Oscar Bob is demanding more playing time, and that that like all these transfer rumors of different players coming into the squad, making it just even more of a selection headache. And Oscar, the possibility of Oscar getting pushed out of the squad. Like, where do we send him on loan? Like, if we get this player, do we send him on loan? What do we do? But I think Oscar Bob is showing that he can be a first team player, a regular first team player,
Yep.
and I hope that we don't repeat the mistake that we did with Cole Palmer by letting him go with Oscar Bob.
Ooh.
We did sign Oscar recently to a extensive contract to like 2027, I believe it was the contract.
Yeah.
And so, but if anything, we probably just sent him out on loan. But we don't want. I don't want a repeat situation with Cole Palmer. I thought we learned our lesson with Oscar Bob and Rico Lewis that we weren't just going to let him go
Yeah.
and tear him up. So definitely Oscar showed a lot. Massimo Peroni, the River Plate signing that we got,
Yeah.
making his debut, scoring a goal, and then
Mhm.
Erling Haaland scoring a goal.
Mhm.
Obviously, he is the star of the U.S. preseason tour, the draw, I guess, is what you would say.
Yes.
And
Yes.
yeah, but it looked like on the ground, looking at all the accounts, people were super stoked. Nice turnout, and unfortunately, it's a loss. But you know what? I'm taking it in stride. You know what I mean? I'm not going to criticize any players right now. It's just preseason, right? But
Hmm.
but what can we say a little bit though about Celtic? I mean, uh, they had a good night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, nah, man. A 7 goal game in a preseason, that's a nice ticket to have. That's a nice ticket, you know. Yes, it was a loss, but nonetheless, fucking entertaining as hell. You know what I mean? At least you
Yeah,
could have had a 0-0 game. You could have had a 1-0 game, but everybody at Chapel Hill got 7 goals, so not bad. Not bad.
yeah. It's a good night for soccer. You know what I mean? Seeing a lot of goals,
Yes.
but Celtic's
Yes.
definitely my favorite. I have nothing bad to say about Celtics. So Celtic are my favorite Scottish Premier League team. They did win their domestic double. They won the Scottish Cup and they won the Scottish Premier League this year. So they're
Yeah.
coming off of a pretty successful year with Brendan Rodgers at the helm of their team. So they've had a pretty good 2 year run as well. So they're a pretty quality team to play. Nothing bad to say about them. Nicholas Kuhn obviously probably man of the match with the 2 goals, and then yeah, I mean, like they were looking positive. They weren't just like just like playing with 11 men in the box. They were playing their attacking game as well,
Yeah.
and it was a good match. And I wish I could have been there, but we will be there on the ground in Ohio for City Chelsea. We're looking forward to that. That is just here in a week's time.
Yes, sir.
So we'll be talking a little bit more about that in the next episode. We'll be previewing that match and then talking about the results of because they got AC Milan on Saturday. I got Barcelona, AC Milan, and then um, no, yeah, AC
Chelsea.
Milan, Barcelona, and then Chelsea. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll be talking a little bit more about those other preseason friendlies in our next episode. But Will, any other further takeaways from this preseason match you want to talk about? Anything that you saw that was intriguing?
Hell yeah, man. That that boy Nicholas Kuhn was destroying that back left defender, dude. It was so
Yeah,
bad, bro. Destroying him, putting him on skates and then scoring on our boy Ortega. Not a good night for our goalies today. Not a
yeah.
good night. You know what I mean?
Well, Snobby
I'm,
pointed this
oh, you
out
go.
that it was
Uh-huh.
Lucas Mabetta.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it was a left defender. I mean, academy player. I wouldn't rub his face in it. You know what I mean? Like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got murked on. He's an academy player, and made Ortega, who Ortega making that Tottenham save. You know what I mean? Like this one of
Yeah.
the best keepers in the world. You know what I mean? But it's just like he had like an academy backline for the most part. You know what I mean? So it's just
Yeah.
like they're going to make mistakes against top flight teams like Celtic.
Yeah,
You
of
know what I mean?
course. Of course, of
So
course. But it was just the way it happened was the same play. You know what I mean? Fake to the right, cut to the left, and then just find the big gap between Ortega on the first pole. You know what I mean? So it was just crazy. And then this is a Mr. Ortega that wants to be the main man. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And to lose in that style, it was like, oh shit. But like I said, it's a preseason game, so it's okay. This is what happens. Fools get to shine. And other people get beaten, and that's just the way it goes. But another thing I want to point out: when the hell did Peter Schmeichel join fucking Celtic? That's what I want to know. I never saw that fucking move happen.
yeah. Well, he was there, and definitely,
That surprised me. I was like, what the hell?
yeah. I don't know when that move was, but when I saw, oh yeah, Pierce Michael's the goalkeeper, I'm like, all right,
I
okay.
know, right? I was like, oh shit, okay,
But
yeah. And he did well. He did very well in the first half against Haaland. So, everybody performed today.
yeah. Another important person to mention. Jack Grealish did have a good game. He was carrying the ball, and he was starting to show that his Jack Grealish that getting back to his Jack Grealish ways. You know what I mean? Because last season, just kind of MIA, not getting selected, didn't really have too much
Hmm.
of Jack Grealish doing his game. You know what I mean? But you see in this game the way he was carrying the ball, moving the ball around. That's what he's capable of.
No
So
highlights.
yeah, so he definitely was a key person. He's definitely someone that needs to shine during preseason in order to make the case for him, because that it is becoming a selection headache. You know what I mean? Because you have Doku now, you have Savino join the squad. There are a lot of
Hmm.
things. So definitely someone that needs to have a good preseason and show just make a case as Jack Grealish as well. So and there's just been a lot of rumors about Jack Grealish leaving. You know what I mean? Whether they're just like tabloid rumors, but that gets into our next point, which is if there if there are going to be any players that leave City this summer. Do you think there's going to be? Do you think that we're going to see any departures potentially?
Oh my God. There was a fat ass. Oh, there was a fat ass possum trying to come into the garage right now, dude. I'm sorry. That's why right now I was like, get the fuck out of here.
You fucking
Oh,
stupid.
disgusting. I was like, oh. But anyways, I'm sorry. What was that question again, dude?
Well, do you think there's going to be any further departures from City this summer? Any City players departing?
Man, not that I can tell you right now, brother. I don't have a player in mind right now. I mean, the only one that's supposedly close to leaving is Ederson, supposedly, because I heard that we have Gianluigi Donnarumma on the sidelines waiting to see what's gonna happen with him.
Interesting. I didn't hear about that. About Donnarumma
Yeah.
being in the fold. But so what I know about Ederson is that they would Al Ittihad had a previous offer of like 30 million that was rejected by City because City want at least 50 to 60 million pounds for Ederson or euros. So then they made a revised offer for 50. And so, according to Fabrizio Romano, Ederson is intent to leaving and going to the Saudi League. So, that deal could be, I'm not sure where it is, but could be getting close to done. You know what I mean? Or could
Yeah.
be done within a matter of in a 2 weeks time, let's say. So, but we're seeing some other players in this academy squad playing. James McAtee is back. He was playing for Sheffield United on loan uh, this last year. And then you're seeing Oscar Bob. Did you see any maybe players going out on loan? Anyone do you
I would like to see Oscar Bob go out on loan, just
you
so that
would?
way he can shine the way he wants to. Because I mean, we have a lot of guys coming in now. I mean, not a lot, but like I'm telling you, like we have Savino, which kind of takes a little bit of game time away from him still. So a nice little move that I would like to see is maybe send Oscar Bob to Hirona, and see what he can do over there. I mean, we keep sending them to our sisters team. We keep
Yeah,
sending players to our sisters team and coming back. So why not? Keep it within the system.
yeah. I mean, I wouldn't send him to like a championship club or some other thing because he clearly has first division quality to it. Like, who do you loan him out to? Do you loan him
Yeah.
out to another Premier League team? Maybe go to
No.
send him to Hirona. So yeah, Hirona seems
Yeah.
like the default location. Like, you know what I mean? Just like just you go to Hirona for a little bit because like Maximo Peroni is there, and then who who else? Yeah, it just seems like that's where
Savino came from there.
Savino came from there. So it's just kind of like our development program is just go out on loan to Corona and then come back. You know what I mean? So
Because
Oscar
didn't they
Bob,
say that
yeah,
Claudio Echeverri should be going too?
yeah, I believe so as well. Yeah.
We'll see.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just there's a lot of like we're as safe. I mean, transfer rumors. They're just everyone's all a bunch of City fans are entertaining different kinds of rumors and whether they're true or not. I tend to try to parse out I only focus on the ones that actually have like gravity to it. Like Ederson, I think has gravity to it. Um, but otherwise, like you hear all these like different crazy ass rumors, like KDB leaving and going to the Saudi league. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who honestly believes that? You know what I mean? Like, that's why we weren't reporting on it. Like, and all Saudi,
Yeah.
all the Saudi outlets were downplaying those things too. But what did you think about that bit of news, Will?
It was pretty strong over the weekend. That rumor was pretty strong over the weekend, but like I said, uh, our boy Ipkiss sent us a couple of posts, trying to see what's up with this if it was confirmed. And like we told him, if it's not Fabrizio Romano telling us, I don't care. I don't believe it. You know what I mean? Until I hear it from him.
Yeah,
And then he came
yeah,
out in a post and he debunked the rumor.
yeah. Fabrizio Romano and City Extra are really like the two sources that I go off. But then again, City Extra is just going off of Fabrizio Romano. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
so like, yeah, if it's not from Fabrizio's mouth, you know what I mean? I don't believe it. But I think we had discussed on this podcast that there is some interest in him from the MLS that he might be going to the San Diego team. That the San Diego team wants to get him as a high profile signing. I think there's more likelihood that he goes to the MLS than he does, say,
To
the
Saudi
Saudi
League.
League. But
Yeah.
then again, it's very likely that he could just sign another contract with City. So, like, if he doesn't go to the MLS, I think he stays. But we do have him for one more year, so we can kind of hold off on that speculation. But definitely, I don't think he's going to the Saudi League. So I wouldn't invest too much in those in those rumors. But you just hear some crazy ass stuff. I mean, midfielders. Uh, what's interesting is that Gvardiol's in the squad, but Kovacic isn't
Wait for the
for
preseason.
the preseason match. Yeah,
Gavardio played.
yeah. I believe Gvardiol has been named to the squad that the preseason squad.
I thought I saw Kovacic's name there.
Oh, really? I
Hmm.
don't know. I thought didn't see that. I'm pulling that up right now, but we're still looking. We're still in need of like a defensive midfielder replacement for Rodri.
Mm-hmm.
I did was reading this that Kyle Walker's future is still uncertain, and if it's uncertain if he's going to stay or leave, that City's going to step up interest in Jeremy Frimpong. So I think that really pushes Jeremy Frimpong's return probably to like another year. You know what I mean? Like maybe Kyle
Mm-hmm.
Walker stays for another year, and then we go for we get the Frimpong deal kind of moving along. You know what I mean? Because transfers take a long time. Transfers to actually like happen, it takes a long time. Like you need to identify and talk to the club, talk to the player, and then eventually and then offers made, and then there's negotiations and then deals made. But I think Frimpong is definitely a good replacement and a former City product, right? For to replace Kyle Walker. But I think Kyle Walker, I guess what it sounds like is that we got another year of Kyle Walker.
Okay. My bad, dude. Screen timed out, but I'm back.
All right.
Yeah. No.
So,
Yeah. Give Kyle one more year, dude. One more year, and he'll eventually go to Bayern or something like that.
yeah. So all right. So what else? So yeah, so we mentioned him by name already, but Savinho had his sign confirmed, sign seal delivered. He is officially a City player, but will not be joining the preseason team. Will, what do you think about Savinho?
Yeah. That I expected him to play in the preseason. It would have been nice to see that, but maybe they have different plans for him. You know.
Mm-hmm. It also
And
could be the case that he could be playing in the Olympic squad. I
there
forgot.
you
I'm not
go.
sure if he was confirmed, but
Yeah.
I know Julian Alvarez is not with the preseason squad because he is playing in the Olympics. So we got. I'm not sure what City players are playing in on the Olympics squads, but that could be the case too. Yeah. Uh,
Yes.
so this was a player I was able to see Savinho play in the Copa America for Brazil. Um, because from what I was talking about, a lot of City fans don't know a lot about Savinho, but like from what I saw with Savinho in the Copa America, he was really the only player that showed up for Brazil. What it seems like is that not many other players showed up to play for Brazil. Savinho was used as a second half substitution, and he was starting on the ball. He made some really he looked very threatening. Created some chances and stuff. So what's interesting is that Savino got the same number as Riyad Mahrez, and now it's starting to where a lot of City fans are starting to hype up Savino as the next Riyad Mahrez to like fulfill the same role. Um, in my opinion, if Savino ends up better than Jesus, then I'll be okay with that. Because looking back on it, like Jesus was kind of a hot and cold player, and our a Brazilian winger that we had in the not too distant future. But now we do have another Brazilian winger, so hoping that he's consistent, but also like can have a high impact, be a high impact player like Mares. You know what I mean? But what else do you think about Savino?
I mean, he says that he was an inspiration to him. So I can't think of a better winger to look up to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that is interesting because like a lot of young players are now starting to list City as their as that was the club that they grew up watching. That's a club that they wanted to play for. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
interesting how like that happens because like probably back in the day when you and I were playing, that it was like you want to go to United or Barcelona or Real Madrid. You know what I mean? Like these classic high performing clubs. But now like City is starting to become the destination for a lot of a lot of players. You know what I mean? And if you
Hmm.
look at his life, I forgot. There was also a post like Savino is like 20 years old, but like he's been alive for like how long, and grown up with City's success. So it only makes sense that a lot of players are starting to like dream of going to City. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we also had that long term deal with was it Kevin Sullivan, the Philadelphia Union player, the young
Oh, the
player,
14-year-old. Yeah,
the 14-year-old kid that made his debut like 5 days ago.
that's right.
So, he's in the pipeline eventually in the next 4 to 5 years for City. So, yeah. So, once again, talent ID and players wanting to come and play for City. But, yeah, I mean, definitely a good pickup. I'm looking forward to it and seeing what he can do for City this season. But, final bit it is Rodri was charged by UEFA because of a nationalist chant he sang in the celebrations of the Euros. Did you hear about that, Will?
Yeah, something about Gibraltar or something like that.
Gibraltar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Gibraltar is, for those who don't know, Gibraltar is this little tiny country, technically a colony of Britain. It's on the what do you call it? I forget what it's called, but it's been a British colony for like 300 years since the 18th century, and
Hmm.
it's this a product of the British Empire, trying to you know rule over the Mediterranean, and it's also a point of contention for Spain, Spanish politics, that Gibraltar is Spanish because obviously it's a little tiny country that's nestled on this kind of peninsula, and like you literally it's like Spain is like just across the border. So Rodri and Morata were singing Gibraltar Spanish, and UEFA has a zero tolerance policy towards anyone making national statements because there was a similar incident with a Turkish player who did a hand gesture that signified Turkish nationalism. So he got a ban. He got a 2 match ban, and then Rodri and Morata are expected to be charged with a similar ban because UEFA has zero tolerance ban. You know, not wanting to get too much into politics, but there's times when politics spills over into sport, and same thing you saw because they're also investigating CONMEBOL, or is it FIFA, that is investigating the Argentinian team for singing that one chant and that anti-French chant. I'm not sure if you saw that as well. Enzo
Um,
Fernandez is in trouble.
there we go.
Um,
That's what I saw.
yeah, yeah, that they're singing this like chant, basically that that yeah, racist chant. So like zero tolerance for racism. The nationalism stuff is murky territory, but yeah. So, but that means that Rodri will probably be banned for what, like 2 games of the Premier League season. So, and we all know what happens with not having Rodri. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
so you either draw or lose to players. But
Yeah.
you know we have? We have Kevin Phillips back, so it's all good.
Yay.
Yeah. It's so weird seeing him back, like in the squad, and it's just like Calvin Phillips, and it's like he's technically still a City player, and
It's so
he
fake,
like
dude.
comes out on the pitch and like he's smiling as though like he's just been with the team this all this time. I'm like, dude, like you're just you're alone,
I
you're on
know.
loan now. You just have nowhere else to go. But
Yeah.
technically, he was supposed to be the DM replacement, competing with Rodri. You know what I mean? So uh,
Oh, well, that
that
should
didn't
be
work out.
interesting.
It didn't work out. You know what I mean? But we're back and we have nothing. We don't know what to do with them. So,
Yeah.
but but he technically is could be a defensive midfielder replacement for Rodri. So that solves that issue. We still want to keep him, but he just has to want to be a City player. I don't know.
Send them back to
So
Leeds.
send him back to Leeds or Everton. That's what the rumor that was at. But Will, any other
Yeah.
thing that you saw on the social media? Anything you wanted to address? Get off your chest.
Uh, that's pretty much it. Just pretty much I saw the same headlines as you, and yeah, look into that Donnarumma rumor too.
Yeah, I got to look into that, and it was not tracking that on social media. But yeah, so this is just a reminder. You can follow us at Hollywood Kickbacks Official on Instagram, but Hollywood Kickbacks on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok. Um, doing weekly episodes. We are currently in our summer series, Summer in the City, but we will be returning. I believe it's August 5th for our first that's the Community Shield preview because the Community Shield is August 10th, but that would mean that the 11th or the 12th, I haven't confirmed it yet, we will be doing our Premier League season preview, and we will be could be having a guest for this preseason episode, a local City fan who's been asking to come on the podcast, and so
Nice.
we're trying to arrange something, but we'll announce that when we have that confirmed. But we're looking to have more guests, both local Manchester fans and local Los Angelinos, and to come on the podcast.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So once again, follow us at Hollywood Kickbacks across all social media platforms, KIPPAX. This is the podcast your girlfriend tells you to not worry about, and this is the podcast that supports the best team in the land.
The best team in the world. Come on,
Come on,
City.
City. Come
Come
on,
on.
City. Come on. You know.
We're going to America. Today, we're going to
We're
America.
going to America today.
Today.
Today. That's our new. We just wrote the City theme song for their trip to America.
There we go.
We're going to America today. All right. All right. Have a
Oh,
good night,
shit.
everyone. We'll see you in the next one. Cheers.
See you next week.